Hello, and thank you for tuning in to our podcast. I'm Tristan,
And I'm Preston.
and this is The Upper Attic. So, today we actually have some pretty interesting stuff to talk about. We heard our attic rats rummaging around, and we decided to stick our hand in the rat's nest. Pretty dangerous, I know. And we got bit a couple times, but it's all right because we pulled out something pretty good, pretty vague, pretty good, pretty good though. I had a stroke. Sorry.
Well, I mean, hey, you carried that pretty strong there.
my tongue just stopped working for a second. It was trying, but my mouth kept moving, but my tongue was like.
All right.
But yeah, we reached into the rat's nest and we pulled out a topic, two-parter, if you will. It's the ocean and space. Pretty vague, but that's okay because we're going to give some vague answers, some vague conversation, some vague jokes. Who knows? We get wild, we get spicy. We're all smelly here in the upper attic.
Vague.
Shut the fuck.
Sorry.
So, how you been, P? What's going on, dog?
I've been good. I've been real good, dude. I set up my desk today. I've got the lights going on in my room right now. You know, those LED ones that change colors. I got the PC in the works. Doing good.
That's pretty good, man.
How about
And
yourself?
I know everyone. Well, real quick, I just want to cover something. Everyone's probably wondering where Brian is, right?
Right.
Honestly, we started this podcast. I forgot that he existed.
Who doesn't?
But Brian wasn't feeling too good. His throat was kind of fucky-wucky. And he just didn't feel comfortable recording. Trying to, we try to give everyone the best content and the best quality that we have available. And so he just sat out of this one because he kind of sounds like Darth Vader. Which honestly would be pretty cool. Maybe we should just get Sick Brian in here.
Yeah, we should.
Just name some creepy quotes. Or caustic. Kind of sounds like caustic. If you play Apex out there. If any of you are, pieces of shit like me.
Wait, whoa. I mean, does that make me a piece of shit?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. All right, then.
We are in the upper attic. We record all our podcasts in an attic. If we don't have an attic, we actually break into someone's house that does have an attic and just record there.
It's kind of what I'm doing right now.
Yeah, you just broke into your neighbor's house and climbed into their attic.
They're away for the weekend. They're at Disneyland.
Oh, speaking of the weekend, by the time this, not the music, by the time this comes out, Father's Day will probably have already passed. So if we have any fathers out there, happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day to all the dads out there, man. Thank you.
And if there's any guys out there that are about to be a father, that still counts. So happy Father's Day to you too. And thank you for everything you do. And to my dad, which I know he listens, thank you, Dad. I love you. And I appreciate that everything you taught me and have done for me.
And to all the people who don't have dads, I'll be your daddy.
No, man. I mean, people that don't have, only have one parent or maybe even just a guardian, that guardian or that one parent has been mother and father. So they get to celebrate both.
Oh, yeah.
But thank you to all the dads out there. Your kids love you. I hope you love your kids. If you don't, you suck. Do better.
Do better.
Be a better dad, everyone, including me, who's not a dad. I'll be a better dad. I'm sorry.
Oh my God.
But yeah, so our topics today, ocean and the space. Preston, how do you feel about that? Because I mean, you read the comment. It was pretty vague, and I'm not hating on you, dog. Just if you do want us to talk about something specific in ocean and space, or anybody out there, if you ever leave a comment, give us some specifics.
Yeah.
That's okay. That's okay though. Vague, we can work with vague. We'll throw it back.
Oh yeah.
And I got a big ass. So So, Preston,
Uh,
how do you feel about the ocean and space? What's your when I say like okay, here we go, Preston. What do you think of the ocean?
when I think of ocean, I get scared, and like
Really?
I know that. Yeah, I'm kind of that's one of my fears actually. Like, say I'm out in the ocean blue, I'm stranded, and I have no floaties on. It's just me trying to tread water, and there's just miles and miles of emptiness underneath me. I'm gonna freak the fuck out. I'll probably freak out, pass
Right.
out, and then drown. Honestly, that's just
Yeah.
how I feel.
And how about space?
Space, I mean, shit, you could kind of say the same thing. But here's the thing about both of them. They're both, there's so much we don't know, you know?
Hmm.
There's a lot of emptiness, a lot of vastness, but we're going to cover that
Yeah.
though.
Yeah, and that's all pretty exciting. So, with these topics, I'd figure we'd start out with the one a little closer to home, especially for us Florida folk. Uh, every,
Florida folk.
everyone, everyone that has ever been in this podcast lives in Florida. So, anybody else that lives by the ocean, I'm sorry, you live next to a terrifying ocean of void. So, our
Void.
first topic today is going to be the ocean. Everybody.
Hmm. All right. So I'm going to start this one off. I'm going to start off with some facts, stuff that you may
Hmm.
already know, some stuff that we probably don't even know. So I want to first talk about, everybody knows that 70, I think it's 71 or 74% of the earth is covered in ocean, which also entails
That's
that
that's hard to think
what
about too, though. I'm sorry. That's a lot.
it
That's
is a
that's a
lot.
lot. That's a lot of water. You know what I mean?
you
And
know,
supposedly we evolved from being in the water. Why didn't we just stay there? Like it covers
we
most of
want to
the
get,
earth. Why didn't we just stay in the water? Why
hey,
did
we
we grow
want to try
legs?
something new.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't know.
going back. I'm going
Going
back.
back,
I'm
go
de-evolving.
de-evolving. Just first, you got to go hybrid like Aquaman, then just go full fish.
What the fish doing?
If you had to be a fish, what fish would you be?
Oh man. Uh, I almost said something, but that's a fucking mammal. What's that one fish? He's got a light on his head.
Angler,
Yeah,
anglerfish.
I'd be an angler. They're ugly as fuck. I'd be an angler fish, dude. That'd be fucking wicked. So you just said, what was it? 75% of the earth is ocean, right?
Right.
Okay, so what else? Like what does that leave us? Like so
Oh,
that means that there's a
well,
shit
I
ton
mean,
that we don't know. That's fucking whack.
exactly. And I was going to go into the animal life, the marine life. So if
Okay.
we've discovered 5% of the ocean, that's only
Sheesh.
5% of the ocean that are creatures.
Hmm.
What kind of other shit have we haven't discovered? You know,
Yeah.
that's one
When's
of the
God going to
things I
drop
was
that new
considering.
DLC? He's going to drop
um,
that new fish.
when that new fish, that new whale. Um, let's see.
So, and on the topic of sea creatures, sea creature, Preston. First one that comes to your mind, what is it?
Dolphin.
Whale. See? Uh,
Uh-huh.
and all right, alone. All right, so whales are fucking terrifying to me. Yeah, I watched Pinocchio as a kid, and ever since then, I do not want to be swallowed by a whale. I don't know
There
who
was a
would.
whale. There was a whale in Pinocchio.
Yeah, dude, he got eaten by a fucking whale.
He did? Did I watch the same
Yeah,
Pinocchio?
probably not. He got swallowed whole by a fucking whale, dude.
Was he bunking with Jonah? You ever read that story?
No. So
um,
so we've only discovered 5% of the ocean. So
right.
does that mean we've only discovered like a percentage of the marine life?
Yeah, technically. There's a lot of the stuff that about um because there used to be like megalodons and shit. But so ocean. It's big, it's huge, and we obviously have like shit installed in the water. Like we have these, not satellites, but we have these like huge. I'm talking long, long cables on the on like flat surfaces of the ocean floor.
Yeah, yeah,
Probably
I've
not
seen
any.
that.
Yeah, that shit actually powers like our Netflix and shit. Like from if you want like
Okay.
from UK all the way to America. I didn't know that. I just looked that up,
So
and I kind of use common sense to think about that, but I didn't really know that's what we fucking used it
you
for.
ever watch the movie Fish Tales?
Fishtails.
It had what's his name? What's his name? Fucking hell, Hancock. Will
That's
Smith.
Shark Tales.
Shark Tales. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So you telling me they're down there like watching Netflix and shit?
Sure.
it's a, it's a well, no, okay, no, that doesn't make fucking sense. I was gonna say because that's the part that could be what we haven't discovered. But I mean, if there's fucking power lines on there, yes, we fucking discovered it. I'm stupid. Keep going.
That's okay. Well, on the topic of undiscovered shit, let's talk about the mysteries. Starting off with the Bermuda Triangle. Bermuda.
Try that
Bermuda
again.
Triangle.
There you go. Bermudy.
Bermuda. No, man, the Bermuda. Fuck, I can't even do it anymore. Anyway, what comes to mind
Uh,
when you think about that?
Bermuda.
Bermuda.
There we go. The Bermuda Triangle. Let's see. I think of like, what's her name? The chick. She flew a plane. First lady to fly a plane.
What? Amelia Earhart.
Yeah, yeah. And, there's stories like she got caught in there or some shit.
Hmm.
Uh, Obviously a bunch of ships got lost. But I do not know the like science behind it.
Right. Yeah. And I was thinking the same thing because there's been multiple stories and multiple theories. Some people think like it's aliens for some reason. A lot of people think it's paranormal activity, and then some people think like it's just this natural magnetic pull coming from the Earth that kind of fucks with everything. It's like when when a plane flies in,
Hmm.
all of their like sensors and all their
Their instruments.
yeah, all their instruments, it goes haywire. Like it just goes offline.
That one
It
seems
fucks up
more
the company.
likely.
I think so too. That's my theory. But I wanted to share just a couple things about that. I won't go into full detail, but just one of those things. And I'm going to go back all the way to 1492. You know when that? I think it was 1492. Christopher Columbus. And he discovered the Americas, quote unquote, discovered.
Right.
So he actually passed the Bermuda Triangle.
As
Before
in,
it
as
was.
in as in past, like we talking like, a couple hundred nautical miles or like
I
just
think
like
I think so.
he could see it out, he could see it through his binocs.
His binocs, yeah. I think that's what it was. He sailed kind of close to it, but there was a point where he took notice of something, and in this article I read, let me go to it quick. He saw what looked like, and what this is described as a flaming ball of fire just coming down
What
from
the
the sky.
fuck?
Yeah, he fucking saw that shit, and he wrote it down in his notes. Um, Here, I wonder actually if he said something about it. Uh, yeah, and he also saw that like stars in the sky, like in over in that area, they moved. They were moving in circles.
Okay,
Ain't that
so
crazy?
I imagine that's where the aliens came from.
I think so. You know,
Or Christopher Columbus was high as fuck. Yeah,
he
he was on some shit during that boat ride, dog. You know what I mean? He was like, "Oh, it's gonna be a long trip. Might as well light up." You know what I'm saying?
spark it up.
Where's my
He
rubber
would
bands?
he would call to his crew to go see this falling. I guess falling. That's what I would think of it was like a falling star. And every time they would go to look, it wasn't there.
It's the
And then they would be
Transformers.
like, it's Transformers. They transformed into a boat.
A tugboat.
But it was actual like he would say, oh shit, there's something falling from the sky over there, over in that weird fucky wucky area. And everybody would
Hmm.
go look and there would nothing be there. And they were like, you're chatting us, you're joshing us, bro. And then they'd leave and then it'd reappear again.
He
So
was
he
high as
was
fuck.
yeah, he was probably on some shit.
He was high as fuck, dog. Like, I mean, come on. Or he was. Yeah. How did Christopher Columbus die? Didn't
I think it was
he?
AIDS.
Holy fuck!
think he was gay too, honestly. Which is, I mean, it's kind of sad, but oh well. I
Because I'm
think he
actually
did die
curious.
of AIDS. Um,
But okay, so moving on from Christopher Columbus, because that's
I've got another one. I got
okay.
another Bermuda.
Okay.
So this one's actually pretty cool. This kind of happened not too recently. I think it was back in the 80s. There was this guy. He was flying a plane, and he went into the Bermuda Triangle. By the way, the Bermuda Triangle is off the Bahamas, isn't it? I'm pretty sure it is, which
Well,
isn't too far from Florida. Anyway,
we going to visit the
true.
upper attic. We're going to the Bermuda.
So the Bermuda Triangle is like claimed to be illustrated as like thunderstorms and hurricanes, like all kinds of crazy weather patterns in the in that radius. And I think it's like 400 miles long, 400,000 or something like that. It's pretty fucking big. It's a big area.
Yeah, it's huge.
Anyway, he
But
was
I mean, our
flying
ocean's
to the
big, so
triangle.
I mean,
Oh, oh yeah. Well, this is kind of near like the Caribbean area. Um. Anyway, he took his plane and he was flying in toward the triangle, and he noticed that there was like a significant amounts of fog, and he called it electrified fog, like as if there was a thunderstorm within the fog, and he flew through it and claimed it was a tunnel of time travel.
and who is this?
This was a what's his name? God, I can't. I gotta search it, but I'll get to his name in a second. I'll look it up. But he claimed
Okay.
that it
By
was
the
time
by the way,
travel.
Christopher Columbus died of heart failure.
Oh, he did. Oh, well, shit.
Yeah,
Oops. Oopsie
AIDS, pretty
whoopsies.
close.
Pretty close. There's a factor in there. Um, if I can find his name, I'll tell you guys. But anyway,
No, you're good.
he uh he flies through this tunnel of cloud that he calls time travel because when he got out of it, he said he lost 28 minutes out of his time. I don't know what exactly that meant, but I'm guessing it was a certain time that he went in, and then he was only there for like he only flew through for I guess like 5 minutes, and then he realized like 28
How,
minute had passed in real time.
how did he know that?
I guess his instruments and everything fixed afterwards. It doesn't really go into detail. This may
I
have
mean,
been a hoax,
maybe
but
did he wire home and was like, "Hey, what time is it?" Like the only thing, like I was thinking, like maybe his watch, uh, stopped when he went in, or maybe his
probably.
instruments. But like, I mean, there's no. I mean, you would think that we nowadays would actually know, and maybe we fucking do,
Yeah.
because the Bermuda
Right.
Triangle, you know, it's a part of the ocean, and it's
Yes.
we. I feel like we should have discovered more about that, especially since there's so much phenomena, built around it.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot of danger. That's why.
Yeah, let's go.
But anyway, uh, so back to the ocean. You got the Bermuda Triangle. You've got what is it, the Mariana Trench, which is crazy to think about. We were talking about the vastness of the ocean.
Hmm.
What about how deep it is? We don't know the exact depth of the deepest of the ocean, nor
Yeah,
could
the
we ever
Mariana Trench
discover
is
it.
a good example of that too.
Yeah, they had low the I think it was a team of researchers, American researchers. They went to the Mariana Trench and lowered a really long microphone down,
Hmm.
and surprisingly, like the depth, there's so much pressure in there. It's like I think 8 tons of pressure, like,
Okay,
and
that's a
it
lot.
didn't. It is. Um, the microphone didn't implode, and it picked up sounds,
What kind of
and these
fucking
sound.
microphone was that?
I I don't know. I don't know, but that's
God damn.
crazy. But they picked up like eerie sounds, like sounding kind of like metallic, and it kind of sounded like a whale, but these were whales that we had never heard of. So they theorized that it was whales. They theorized it was like aliens, stuff.
Okay, everything. Okay, so the term alien just means unknown, basically,
Unknown,
right?
foreign. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, Yeah, it could be an alien or it's just an undiscovered sea creature.
Right. Do we call
You know
those
what I mean?
aliens or do we call
We haven't discovered barely any of the sea, so I bet you it's an undiscovered sea creature, an absolute monster that I don't ever want to see.
we don't know the
Uh,
size. We don't know.
Maybe we should leave the ocean undiscovered.
Well, you say that, but we're humans. Isn't it our job to kind of find out what's all on the earth?
Is it?
Maybe it's somebody's. I guess if that's what
I
you
mean,
want.
we're not we're not doing it. We're
I'm
not
not
doing
doing
it. I
it.
mean, if only 5% of the ocean has been discovered, then we're not doing our job. We need to get on the ball and go diving, son.
Go diving, son.
I mean, if we get microphones that can withstand that, we got submarines, right? Just build it out of the same shit you built the microphone.
Exactly. Um, Moving on from the Mariana Trench. Am I saying that right? Mariana.
Mary, I think it's Mariana
Yeah,
Trench. Some
it's
Mariana marinara sauce,
marinara. That's where they get the
marinara.
marinara sauce from. They just scrape some scrubby stuff off
Ew.
the trenches.
They just go squeeze the sea stars.
Ew. um,
They milk
but
them.
yeah, the time.
Yeah, no, the
Um,
ocean's fucking terrifying, and it's so. Preston, let me. What? Uh, Biggest sea creature out there, even in the dinosaur kingdom, right? What would be? Fuck, I'm dying. What's the most terrifying thing to you about the ocean? Is it the unknown, the darkness, the weight of the ocean, the creatures? Like what gets you going? Because you at the beginning of this, you said you're scared of the ocean.
and you said wait, and that kind of stuck with me. I think it is. There's so much fucking water. You know, that's what the
Hmm.
Earth is. It's just mostly water, and I think that it could just, what if the water decided to rise one day and we'd all be fucked? you know,
Oh, dude,
the ocean,
Florida's going down.
the Florida's going down, California, all that
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, Florida's going down. Absolutely, we're gonna turn into fish people. We're gonna de-evolve. We're gonna be mermen, women, mermaid.
Mermaid,
Mer
Generation
people. There you go.
M, Generation M for mermaid.
Generation M.
Oh
But I
yeah,
mean,
I have what?
go ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry. Oh, I was gonna talk about I've got a few stories about some creepy
Okay.
shit about the ocean. If you wanted to get into that.
Yeah, let's hear
Okay. So, I'm going to start off with something that happened in, I believe, 18. Was 8? No, yeah, it started in 1823. So this was
it. Okay.
called the Jenny. That was the ship's name. A Frozen Fate. So it says sail. I think it was in 1823. Let's see. Anyway, so there was this ship called the Jenny that left for sea, and it had, actually, no, I won't start there. I'll start off when it actually got discovered, which was
Okay.
20 years after, in 1840. So there was this there's another ship.
Oh my goodness.
I know, 2 ships. It found the Jenny, and it found it lodged in a glacier. And the captain, they pulled ashore. They wanted to see if there was any, casualties, disasters. So the captain was the one to go on board.
Hmm.
When they get there, they noticed there was still a crew, and the ship looked abandoned. And not abandoned, but it looked damaged, horribly damaged. There were the crew that was on the Jenny were literally frozen in place, standing and everything, like on deck, like as if they were still working. They were frozen, solid.
Stasis.
Yeah, like a stasis. And they go down below and they find the captain, who is sitting in his captain's chair with a pen in his hand, and he's writing. And he was writing a logbook.
Captain's log.
And his last entry, captain's log, this is what it read. May 4th, 1823. No food for 71 days. I am the only one left alive. And then it was later confirmed that the Jenny's captain had written this message when the Jenny was discovered by a whaling boat named Hope. That was the boat. That was the captain that came on the ship. They were on the boat Hope. Ironically. But yeah, but he was the one that found the captain in his chair with his pen frozen in his hand. But that's crazy.
Terrifying.
You know,
Like,
that would be terrifying.
How did they just freeze? I mean, if they were standing up, like, I mean, like, what? How does that fucking work?
Yeah. Here. This is one of the quotes in one of the articles. It states that the crew of the Hope sighted a battered ship before they realized that it was a ghost ship. Although it was shattered, it appeared to be manned. In fact, 7 men were standing at attention on the main deck. That's terrifying.
Yeah.
But
Like, that's I still don't get it. How are they standing? That had been like a sudden burst of cold. If they were still standing, still doing shit.
right? That's what I was thinking. Yeah, where was this? Here.
If you say the Bermuda Triangle, I'm gonna be pissed.
In the Drake Passage, which is a body of water between Chile and South Shetland Islands of Antarctica. That's where it was found. Yeah, it was found inside an ice barrier. So yeah, but the guy wrote that log in 1823, and then it was discovered in 1840. So, you know, they were at, that's 20. Yes, I believe that's 23 years. That's, well, not 23. What am I saying? that's roughly 20 years. It's
a long fucking time.
No, 17 years.
And yeah,
but you know,
and to be still the things that still fucking get me is that the frozen standing up. How the fuck does that happen?
I have no idea. Captain Brighton of the Hope. That was the captain's name. That just gets me. How are they standing? And they were standing as if they were, like, you know, on duty and everything.
Mm-hmm.
God. But
so far the census of the ocean is stay away.
Stay away. Well, stay away from cold waters, as they would say. You know. But yeah, that's one of my I guess creepy stories about it. There was another one that kind of recently happened. I'll kind of go into it a little bit. I think if a lot of people know about this one. It was called it was a yacht, and it happened in 2007, April 20th, 2007. The Kaz 2.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Would you ever own a yacht? If you had the money, would you buy a yacht?
You know, I think I would. I honestly think I would.
I don't know. It seems like too much. Seems like too much.
Yeah. You know, if I had enough money for a yacht, I'd have enough money for a nice house. I think I would want the nice house and skip out on the yacht. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I hear you. It's just, yeah, no, yacht seems a bit too much. But anyway, go back 2007 yacht.
Oh, okay. So this will be my last touch up on the ocean, but this happened in 2000. Or wait, what did I just say?
2007.
I was talking so fast. Yeah, this will be the last thing I touch up on, and then we can move to your topic. But so the Kaz 2, or Kaz 2, however you want to pronounce it.
Mm-hmm.
It was found drifting 100 miles off of northeastern coast of Australia.
Australia.
It was Australia. Yeah. I'm not going to do the accent because we have any Australian listeners. Oh my god. Anyway, it was manned by 3 people, and it was just found. Yeah, well, there was there was a lot of other people. Not a lot of other people, but I think there was like a family on the ship, but it was manned by like 3 people, you know, running it.
Yeah.
Anyway, run it. Let's see. So, according to the Australian Maritime Safety Authority, Cast 2 departed from beach on April 15th, 2007. This yacht was discovered on the 20th of that month, just drifting along the water.
Okay.
And the first indication of an issue was when a helicopter spotted it. It was drifting off in the Great Barrier Reef. That was when it was discovered. That was where it was discovered. Anyway, so they drifted off a little too far. Anyway, they go on into the yacht. They find that there's no one on board, not a single soul. But the tricky
Free
part
yacht.
is, yeah, for a yacht, there was like laptops open and it was running. There was coffee mugs. There had some like not warm drinks, but there was like drinks in it,
Oh, I heard
like
about
as if they
this.
were,
Yeah.
yeah, as if they had just left or something. Like they were still there, but like cell phones were there. Like everything just got abandoned and no one was to be found. Crazy, crazy. I don't know what I'd do if I probably leave. It was like, oh shit, they coming back. They went for a dip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was the ocean. Preston, thank you for actually actually doing some research and reading about that. The creepy stories, all the facts. That's pretty fucking cool. Um,
Yeah.
we're gonna move on to the next topic here in a couple minutes. Because our, like I said, this was a comment, and we will talk about stuff that you guys want to. Uh, all we would is appreciate if you guys have any specific things that you want to hear about that topic, give us some detail.
Mm.
But yeah, but the ocean, interesting stuff, Preston. Again, thank you for doing all that research and finding some interesting stories for us. We always like
Yeah.
that shit.
Oh yeah, I try to give the people what they want.
No one wants it. No one wants it. Only one person wanted it. But you know what? We did it because we care about our listeners.
That's true.
And we'll keep doing it as long as you're not as vague. I'm gonna keep giving you shit for that one listener that said that, but that's okay because we love you. We take care of our attic rats. So we actually are at our halfway mark. It is time for our sponsor. Hello, and thank you for tuning into this episode of the Upper Attic. This episode is sponsored and brought to you by water, H2O, that beautiful clear liquid that we drink that keeps us hydrated, that keeps us going. The human's gasoline, our oil. Our body is up to 60% water. That's a lot.
It's a lot.
That is. Our heart is 73% water, and our lungs are 83% water. Drink it, folks. Without water, you would literally die. So don't be stupid. That's water, everybody. A little splash for you. Make you thirsty. Go grab a glass, a bottle, drink it up.
Just don't drink too much.
And not too much and not too fast, or you will drown.
Or vomit. Whichever comes first.
Drown in your vomit.
All right.
So that brings us to our next topic. And our next topic is the great unknown, the vast space.
Final frontier.
So we're going to get into that. Get some smelly going. Get some space going.
Smelly space, if you will. Does space have smell, Tristan?
It does, actually.
Does it?
Yes. It actually, fun fact for you, actually, before we even get too deep into this, is something that rolls around in my noggin that I know.
Oh.
Space has been described to smell kind of like burning metal, like burning metallic, like copper.
Really?
Yeah, it stinks. It's bad. It smells like fart.
Oh.
Yeah, it's been described to actually just reek.
Wow. Why do you think that is? Is that like from all the
What?
like all the gases and stuff that come from space, like all these creation of stars and stuff like that. Like it's a lot of explosions, I guess.
Lot of nasty.
A lot of
So
nasty.
again, our next topic is the final frontier. Woo! Final frontier. Space people. Let's get space stinky. Let's get interested. Let's figure it out. Let's
Mm.
talk about the unknown again, just like the ocean. So, Preston, space. I'm going to do the same thing that we did with the ocean. First thoughts.
Oh, you're asking me.
Yep.
You're stating yours. Space, my thoughts. Oh
Yeah.
man. You know, I think of beauty. Of beauty. Think of space. This is pretty, you know. Nice walk outside, you look up in the sky, stars.
Shut up.
Stuff.
We don't want to hear about that. We want to hear some interesting shit. We want to hear some crazy shit, boy. All right. We
All
want to
right.
hear all that stuff that we already know, or maybe we don't know. Like
Mm.
space is stinky. Did you know that?
No, I didn't. Why is it stinky?
I don't know.
Do
I just
stars
know it.
fart?
Huh?
What?
No, I didn't. I told you that's just something rolling around in my head. I don't know how I know that. I did not research that at all. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. It's stinky. If you guys are interested, look it up. Tell me why it's stinky in the comments. I'll give you guys some homework. Tell me why space is stinky. But just like we did with the ocean, I'm gonna spout some facts, some cold hard facts about space. Maybe some creepy stories, maybe stuff. And give you chills, make you
Oh
scared,
man.
make you feel something. Maybe even get Elon Musk aroused. You know how he likes space. So to me, space has always been very interesting to me. As being a huge Star Wars fan, huge Star Trek fan, I'm a huge fucking nerd. Love that shit. Always found it super interesting and wanted to go to space. Always wanted to experience something like that for myself. However, to do that, that starts us with our first fact. Did you know a NASA spacesuit cost you near $12 million?
Fuck. Oh my god.
Fucking $12 million.
Jeez.
The 70% of that fucking cost is just the backpack and the control module.
Oh, wait, how much?
70% of that price of the 12 million is the backpack and the control module.
Wow.
And
That's a lot of money.
the spacesuits that NASA uses, because we haven't went to space since 2000, early 2000s, right? 2008, 12, something like that.
I think didn't.
Or was there a recent one? Can't remember.
There's people up there in the satellite right now, right?
Yeah, I'm talking like the next, like actual like just trips, like going out, like to the moon and shit.
Oh, okay.
I'm not talking about orbit. I guess that does count as space, so I'll shut the fuck up. But if I ever would want to go to space, I would need a cool 12 mil.
Oh yeah, definitely. Who's paying for the rocket?
Elon Musk. I'm just going to hitch a ride on his next test. As long as I get the spacesuit, I'm good. So that's a lot of money, man.
It is.
You telling me I can't just put a fishbowl on my head like Timmy Turner?
Oh, like don't they just breathe naturally in space anyway, and like in Jimmy Neutron?
Yeah, they did. Holy shit! I forgot about that. They just never had helmets or anything on. They were just like, yeah. They lived with that stink.
That stink.
But another interesting fact that this one's actually hard to believe. So cool 12 mil to get into space. Jimmy Neutron don't need that shit. He breathing in that stink, right?
He just brain blasts all the way to the moon.
Fuck me. I would wish he would brain bless me. So
Oh.
I was about to actually tell you. So this is one that not a lot of people know because it kind of sounds fake. Not gonna lie to you. There are more trees on Earth than stars in the Milky Way.
More trees on Earth than wow.
Yeah. Not if we keep destroying our planet. There won't be.
What? It's crazy.
Okay, so there are about 3 trillion trees on planet Earth, right?
Okay.
All right. There and between 100 and 400 billion stars approximately in the galaxy. So
Okay.
trees are still beating the stars by a lot.
Dang. You could thank
By
Mr. Beast for that one.
Mr. Beast, yes, sir, saving the planet one tree at a time. That is a lot, though. That's a lot of motherfucking trees you gotta think about, you know?
A lot of trees. Well, first of all, that's a lot of stars. To,
Mm.
comprehend that and then comprehend the tree. That's crazy.
So keep planting trees, Mr. Beast. Keep it going.
Mm.
So I mean,
Uh,
Preston, if okay, real quick, I have a question for you.
okay.
If you were able to go to space, this is a complete side note. I still got plenty of facts. I just had a quick question. If you were to go to space, what would you do? Would you take pictures? Would you try to enjoy it, or would you try to have fun in the zero G? And let's say you got that cool 12 mil. All right,
Hmm.
you got a nice spacesuit, and you up with a trained team, so you're not having to worry about flying the craft or anything. You're
Oh
just up
wow.
there at your leisure. What would be the first thing you would do?
Am I in the shuttle or am I outside the shuttle? I'm outside, I imagine.
A little bit of both. Let's say a little bit of both.
Okay, all right. I definitely will have fun with the zero G. That'd be cool. Floating
Fuck yeah.
around, bouncing around. Now, here's my thing. I'm gonna need to see the Earth the whole entire time. That's my home. If I turn away and got my back to the Earth, I'm just looking out into the rest of the universe. Oh no, it gives you the creeps. I don't
Stare
know
into
why.
the void.
He's staring into the void. Yeah, but I think honestly, it'd be scary as hell. But I think I may try that. If I had the 12 mil.
Yeah, yeah. So you okay. Sorry, that just crossed my mind. I want to know. Um, here's another one that kind of goes with trees and the stars. There are
Okay.
more stars in the universe than grains of sand on Earth. That one's a little bit more that's believable. Like I'd be like, yeah,
Yeah,
that makes sense. But I mean,
this
you
makes
got to
sense.
also think grains of sand. You go to the beach all the time.
I do. I
You
do.
ever pick up a single grain of sand
And you just get a good old handful of it.
and think about that? We have sand in under the ocean. We have sand in forest everywhere. It's fucking everywhere.
It is.
But there's more stars in the fuck. Sorry, there are more stars in the universe than grains of sand on Earth. That's
God,
fucking cool. That's fucking cool. That's super interesting because the
that is.
the universe extends far beyond our own galaxy. Obviously, if you don't know that, read a book. Fucking idiot. Uh, the Milky Way, which is why scientists can only estimate how many stars are in space. However, scientists estimate the universe contains approximately. That's a big number. It's basically a septillion.
A septillion in the universe?
Yes, a septillion amount of stars.
Wow.
You want me count how many tens that is for you? How many tens? How many zeros that's in a septillion?
If you want, yeah, sure. I know there's a lot of commas.
Yep. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 24
Wow.
zeros and the number septillion. That's a fuck ton. Too many. Anyway, uh, while no one can actually count every single grain of sand on Earth, the estimated total from researchers at the University of Hawaii,
Oh, wow.
Hawaii, is sorry, is somewhere around 7 quintillion 500 quadrillion grains.
Wow.
Yes.
Yo, I'm gonna think about that for just a second, because just imagine the possibilities out there. We have that many stars we don't know nothing about. I mean,
No. Containing their own
just
planets,
containing their own planets, their own
possibly their
systems.
own life.
Yeah,
Shit's nutty, Doc.
it's
Space
nutty.
is nutty. Space is wild. Let's get in there. Let's dive up and explore. Maybe after a couple things I tell you, I'll go back on that, just like I did with the ocean. Oh no. Let's find out. Another another quick fun fact though. This one's hard to believe. I did the math myself. I probably did it wrong, so I also looked it up. Maybe wrong too.
Okay.
Who knows? But it's pretty interesting nonetheless. Did you know you could fit the all the planets in our solar system, which is the Milky Way, between Earth and the Moon.
I did know that, but it still blows my mind.
Yeah, that's fucking stupid. So the average distance from Earth to the Moon is 384,000 kilometers,
Wow. Wow, wow,
right?
wow.
And the diameter of every single one of our planets, not containing their natural moons or anything, just the planets themselves, would all be able to fit inside that number, which is fucking stupid to me. That's crazy to think, especially our bigger ones,
Yeah.
our bigger planets like Pluto. You know, um,
I was like, wait a minute.
is Pluto a planet, Preston?
I do. I do.
You believe Pluto's a planet?
Yeah, they confirmed it not too long ago. Not too long ago. Yeah.
That's good. I'm proud of you. Keep an open mind, man.
Optimism.
Optimism. The fuck? Okay, so I actually have something pretty interesting, real quick. Preston, do you
Okay.
know what happened to you if you were exposed to space?
My guess, I would die.
Yes, but not as fast as you would think. It'd be a nice slow death. So
Okay.
the external pressure would cause the gas inside your lungs to expand, which will
Oh,
rupture your lungs and release air into the circulatory system. So if you were
right.
ever to get caught in space, the first thing you should do is suddenly try to blow out all the fucking air in your lungs.
Mm.
So it can't fucking take so it can't force it out.
Wow.
So
Okay.
yeah, the first thing, if you ever find yourself in space, in the vacuum of space, terrifying place. Sorry, I'm thinking too deeply into it now. You blow all your air out. After about 10 seconds or so, your skin and the tissue underneath will begin to swell as the water in your body starts to vaporize.
Mm. Oh my God.
In the absence of atmospheric pressure, you won't balloon to the point of exploding, though since human skin is strong enough to keep from bursting, and if you're brought back to atmospheric pressure, your skin and tissue will return to normal.
Wow.
So it would be, it's not as terrifying as they make it in the movies, which is pretty cool.
I've got a question actually. So, if we're supposed to blow out all the air, if I open my mouth and start exhaling, it's just gonna suck everything out, or is that the point?
Yes, that's the point, is try to let it out.
Oh, okay.
Because so you wouldn't lose consciousness straight away either. It'll probably take up to 15 seconds as your body uses up the remaining oxygen reserves from your bloodstream, not your lungs, because you already blew all that out.
Oh wow.
And
Okay.
if you don't hold your breath, you could perhaps survive for as long as 2 minutes without permanent injury.
Wow.
That's fucking crazy, right?
That is fucking crazy.
So you
Holy
could
shit.
last 2 minutes as long as you go, let all the air out. You could last 2 minutes in space, and hopefully your crewmates are yanking you back in with a fishing line.
A space lasso.
Yeah, exactly.
2 minutes. That gives you enough time, to get back to your shuttle if you have a shuttle.
Hopefully you do. Hopefully you just weren't thrown into space by God. By Goku.
Or the crew. Goku.
Who likes throwing people into the sun? Who did that? Was that Goku?
You talk about Dragon Ball or just in general?
So is it? There's something that someone likes throwing people into the sun.
Superman.
It is Superman. You're right. You're absolutely right.
Yeah. He threw what's his face in there and didn't really work.
Then he threw himself in there.
Oh yeah. Then he pooped.
So actually, we are a little bit above our halfway mark. As in a little bit, I mean 20 fucking minutes. I'm just stupid. We are now at our segment.
Okay.
Everyone who's listened to the segment before, you've heard this segment before, you've listened to it, you've laughed along with us. This is The Interviewer. So if you didn't watch the one when we had this in before and we explained the rules, you're stupid. Go rewatch it. If you just don't feel like doing that, that's okay. Because Daddy T-Dog here is going to take care of you and he's going to explain the rules one more time.
Daddy T.
So, me and my interviewer. So I'm going to talk to Preston, and I'm going to give him a name. I'm going to give him a gender, maybe even not that. I'm going to give him his work. And the whole point of this is me to ask him questions as he's role-playing as that character, and whichever one of us to laugh first loses that round.
Okay.
And everyone,
All
the name
right.
is the interviewer. So, Preston, who do you want to go first? What's going on?
Ask me some questions. This is my first time playing, so
Okay.
ask me some, yeah.
All right, Preston, your name is Claudia Schmoozer.
Okay.
So, you're Claudia Schmoozer, and let's see here. I'm thinking here.
Claudia.
What's that person? Oh, God, I got a good one. Fuck. Shit. What's that person that grabs the golf balls and gives the person their golf club?
Oh
Caddy.
no.
You're a caddy.
I'm a caddy?
Claudia
Okay.
Schmoozer, the caddy.
Ooh. Male or female?
Male. Female.
I'm a female? Okay.
Indisclosed. No. All right.
Oh.
So, Miss Claudia,
Mhm.
your day-to-day work, what is the roughest part of your day?
Probably handing those men their golf clubs, running around all day in the hot sun. So
How does it-
exhausting.
And how is that exhausting for you, Miss Claudia? I mean, you seem like a pretty fit woman.
Oh, thank you for noticing. I work out. I keep a maintain body. It just gets so hot outside. I bring a personal little fan. I put on my coat jacket and it just blows into my face.
Is that right?
That's exactly right.
You should have a little fan sitting on your shoulder the whole time, Miss Claudia.
It's blowing my earrings back and forth.
So, Miss Claudia, you dress pretty nicely. I didn't think
Oh, thank you
caddies,
for noticing.
I didn't think caddies made this much. Like, well, where's the money come from?
Oh, my payroll, you ask? My payroll, it's a hefty $12 an hour.
Oh, that's pretty good, Miss Claudia. I mean, and so does it does that pay for living? Are you good? Here's a good question, Miss Claudia. Do you have a husband, wife, maybe kids?
No, none of the above. I actually, in fact, have 2 caddy jobs.
2 caddy jobs.
Yeah,
That's
so
a-
I roughly make 24 an hour if I'm in the same day.
That's a lot of ball handling.
Oh, you are right.
I didn't. Oh, you are right. I didn't like.
Did I win that?
Yeah, I laughed first.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Oh,
All right,
pretty
so now you gotta ask me. You gotta give me a personality, or not personality. You gotta give me a name, a job, shit like that.
okay. Okay. I'm trying to think of a job here. I'll give you the name first. Okay. Your name is Felipe
Mm,
Connor. Felipe
Felipe.
Connor.
yes, I see Felipe being dignified, very, very stout young man.
Okay. And what you do is you are an Amazon package driver.
Yes, I am Felipe, and I do deliver the package.
So Felipe, how do you enjoy your job? 1 out of 10. What's your enjoyment?
Easily a 10. My favorite thing to do is to grab packages. You see,
Oh, okay.
I grab the packages and I deliver them. I put both, sometimes 2 at a time. I grab the 2 packages, one in hand and one in the other hand. And if I really have to, if it's a piece of paper or something, I can put the package in my mouth.
Oh, okay. That's
A
pretty. A 10. Okay.
A
I
10.
couldn't think of a. Oh. Next question, Mr. Felipe.
Yes.
So okay, so you told me how you did your job. or not how much you enjoyed your job, and then you went into telling me how you were going to do your job. I didn't quite ask that, but
I do
whatever.
enjoy talking about the package.
Package. I mean, how many packages you throwing around? Like a day? You think? As many as you need. Okay.
Yeah.
So like, Felipe, you're pretty handsome guy.
Oh,
I'm
I
looking at
know.
you. I mean, is this a type of job where you can, you pick up, a date or two, you deliver at a door and they'd be like, what's your name?
Let me
You ever
let
see
me
that?
tell you something, Mr. Interviewer. I do not.
It's Preston.
I do not do. Thank you, Piston. I do not do the packages. I do not pick up dates. I deliver them. I am the delivery.
You are the delivery.
Do not come to me and ask me if I receive. I deliver.
All right. That's not the question I asked.
I'm sorry, Mr. Pablo. I do not know what you ask.
I lost, dude. Oh my god.
I didn't know what kind of voice to give him. Like, I didn't want to go like just like basic Mexican, so I kind of went Greek a little bit. I don't know why.
Yes, I am the delivery. I just asked you to pick up chick, dog.
Yeah, and I try to go like, I do not pick up, I deliver. It's like,
oh, I see what you. Okay.
a tangent. But that was our segment for the day. The interviewer.
Oh, Felipe, that's pretty.
Claudia Schmoozer.
It's better luck next time.
Oh, that was a good one. So back down to space, or back up.
Back up.
Let's go back up. Let's go back up to space here.
Mm.
So we're done with the facts. Fuck facts. No one wants to hear about that shit. So, Preston, I got a conspiracy for you. You know how I like my conspiracies.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of the conspiracy that NASA is a lie?
Yeah, but I've never really thought it to be true.
Okay, so some people believe that NASA's whole function is not to explore space, but to generate space-related hoaxes. Like the Apollo moon landing is a big one.
Yeah, huge.
Like that's crazy to me. I mean, that's a lot of work just to make up shit. Like in reality, NASA was formed in 1958 to provide for research into problems of flight within and outside of the Earth's atmosphere, and for other purposes, according to the National Aeronautics and Space Art of 1958. What about you, Preston? Is NASA a lie? Is the government lying to us? Do we even go to space?
Is there even a space?
Is it just a big TV screen up there?
It's just a projection.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I believe that everything we've gone and done, we've actually done. I don't believe that the moon landing was faked. I think it's 100% true. Well, not 100%, because I'll never tell you 100%, but I believe that we actually went up there, put a foot in the dirt, the moon dirt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Now, let me hit you with something. You said Death Star earlier.
I said Star Destroyer, but Death Star's good too.
Star Destroyer, yeah. Okay. So there's a conspiracy going around that the moon Lepidus, might be pronouncing that wrong, but it's one of Saturn's moons. It looks like the Death Star.
Oh, for real?
And people actually believe that it is the infamous Death Star in Star Wars. There's craters on it that resembles the weapon's super laser focus lens.
Dang.
But some people actually believe that it is
That's crazy.
an actual fucking Death Star.
That's funny as fuck. Owned by who? Us? Or just
probably aliens.
Yeah. Okay.
Like they are the Jedi human? Like, is Luke Skywalker a human or is he an alien? They never did they say call
I
him a
th-
human?
I think they're called like there's a certain name that they're called, but those are the humans in that universe. A human is someone from Earth, right?
Yeah,
No, yeah, yeah, it's got to be.
I just never. I can't remember them ever calling them humans. Anyways, I'm not going to touch too much on conspiracies because we have a whole episode full of conspiracies, and we're probably going to come out with more because I fucking love them.
That was a
So I'm not
really
going.
good one.
I'm not going to dig
Sorry.
into that. So I actually have a ghost story for you.
Oh,
This
in
one's
space.
yeah. This one actually not sorry, not ghost story, just spoopy.
Oh, okay.
Um, so this one's interesting, really interesting to me. It's called the knock. Okay, so
Lord.
first off, there's no sound in space, right? It's a
Hmm.
vacuum, so there's no sound. And this is what that makes this story so weird. Back in 2003, astronaut Yang Luai, the first to be sent into space by the Chinese space program, was sitting in his space shuttle when he reportedly heard a knock. He described it as someone knocking the body of the spaceship, just as knocking like an iron bucket with a wooden hammer. And apparently, he's
God,
not the only one to have experienced this. There are other Chinese astronauts between 2005 and 2008 who've reported hearing the same sound.
gosh,
Now,
that's
what do you think that could
terrifying.
be? I mean, my first thought is like maybe just some space trash,
Space
and it made an
trash.
echo it made an echo inside their shuttle. But he said that he heard it coming from outside the shuttle. Is it space madness?
Ooh, space madness. I could see that. I mean, you're up
But how
there
long?
for.
Yeah, it depends on how long they're up there, I guess.
I mean,
Now,
okay, so you
go ahead.
theorized
Go ahead.
two options, and I think both of them could be correct. Space
Hmm.
debris. There's tons of debris from us in space.
Hmm.
Tons. And I mean, they range from being large objects to really small objects. I could have, as may well, hit the door, and it sounded like that.
Yeah.
Uh, but
That,
as far, sorry, go ahead.
sorry, I got another one. This is one of my favorites.
Okay, go ahead.
All right. When astronaut Neil Armstrong took a walk on the moon, right, and became the first man to do that, what followed was an onslaught of conspiracy theories, obviously. Um, his historical stroll on the moon is claimed to have been shot in a studio, obviously. Of the many conspiracy theories surrounding this moment, there's one that remains a mystery to this date, today. During the Apollo 11 mission in 1969, after Armstrong landed on the moon, NASA claims to have lost transmission for roughly 2 minutes. It was reportedly a secret message to NASA. He said, "These babies were huge, sir. Enormous. Oh God, you wouldn't believe it. I'm telling you, there are other spacecrafts out here, lined up on the far side of the crater's edge. They're on the moon, watching us."
Oh my god, that actually gave me chills.
That's creepy, right?
That's fucking creepy.
Like, what if that were true? Why did he use the word "these babies are huge"? Like, is he talking about the spacecrafts, or like, is that what they look like?
Just look like babies.
Or
Boss
is
baby.
he talking like like talking about the ship? Damn, that baby's huge. What I mean, or is he like talking in like these these babies are huge? Like terrified. I mean, like lined up on the far side of the crater's edge. They're on the moon watching us. Imagine working in NASA and getting that back from one of your astronauts.
God, I would just shiver and then my tuxedo that they got over there. No, honestly, I'd be scared. There was a there was a joke I saw. There was a meme where it was like Neil Armstrong. Who else was Buzz Aldrin? Who
Mhm.
else went up there? There's a third guy, but they had made a joke about saying when you actually get to the moon, say something like, "This is what was it? It was like, oh my god, they really do exist. Back to the ship or something like that. Like as a joke, just say something to
Right, right.
NASA and freak them out, and then get back on board.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, that'd be crazy if they actually did that.
And have you heard about the strange space music?
No, space music.
Yeah, during the Apollo 10 mission, a test run for the first mission to the moon, astronauts, among other things, took to testing various equipment. The stakes were high since this was not a simulation but real space. Much to the surprise of these astronauts, they heard a strange sort of whistling on their headphones, and
Oh,
they later described it as space music. And that's all that's on that. I just thought that was a interesting little tidbit.
wow, that is oof, that is pretty interesting.
Hmm.
What about that? You remember that? It was a few years ago. They had sounds from like some type of radiation down in
Hmm.
somewhere deep in space, and they actually it sounded like someone was communicating with them.
Right? Yeah, I heard about that.
It's creepy as fuck, dude.
But I think we're gonna end it here. Um, that was a great episode, and I actually really enjoyed that. Like I said, guys, we love talking about anything and everything, and we do apologize that Brian couldn't be here for this episode. I'm sure he'll apologize for it next episode. Preston, thank you for filling in, and maybe even if everyone liked this more like informative type of video, we'll make it a whole playlist and make it like an actually subcategory of our normal podcasts, and maybe Preston can be a full-time informative, having another stroke, informative podcaster with us. If you guys enjoy having him on, if not, say fuck no, get Preston out of here, and we'll never have him on, and never as a guest or anything.
Yeah.
We'll actually just never see him in our day-to-day life. Anyways,
Gee, thanks.
that was a great podcast, and thank you for tuning in and listening to the Upper Attic. Make sure you like, subscribe, go follow us on our social media. Go to Spotify, listen to it there if you can't have it on YouTube. And thank you.